I'm Dean, I'm the dad.
I'm Laura, I'm the mom.
And I'm Krysta, and I'm the daughter.
And together we are Family Plot. Very nice, very nice. Well, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. First and foremost, Patreon. There's 2 levels, $1, $3. What doesn't matter what you help with, any little bit is appreciated. If you can't do a monthly thing, buy me a coffee is a one-time donation of $1 or $2. And if you can't do that, we understand. We've never had a lot of money ourselves. So if you enjoy the show, please share it on social media.
Share it with friends.
With family.
With everyone. Yep. And if you don't enjoy the show, please keep it to yourself. Awesome.
If you can't say something nice,
Don't say it at all.
If you can't say nothing nice, punch Thumper in the head. Yep, I remember that.
Leave Thumper alone. We have a bunny baby in this house. You
Yes.
can't be saying things like that.
Yes, we do, and she's much better than Thumper.
I loved Thumper. Frick off.
It's your
I'm very proud of you for not using a curse word.
it's your bunny baby.
I am. She's adorable. I love her. But Thumper was amazing.
Thumper was pretty cool.
Okay. So we're yes. On January 29th, 1934, the citizens of Los Angeles opened the LA Times to see a story that shocked them and gave rise to fantastic beliefs, that continue even to today. Today, we discuss the underground lizard city of Los Angeles. But first, Krysta has a lizard. I mean a corner.
It's not just any corner, it's Krysta's corner.
You heard that right, guys. Apparently I have a lizard.
I said a
We
corner.
don't have lizards anymore. We used to.
We used to have a lizard, but it's gone now. How are we all doing this week?
I'm a little confused about lizards in LA, but I'm sure I'll learn more as we go through the show. How are you?
Well, I was dead.
I'm good. I've managed to pull a muscle in my calf that is continuing to annoy the heck out of me, but it is better now than it has been yesterday or today, so.
Well, I'm okay as well. I'm just having a little bit of some stomach issues.
I'm sorry.
My stomach is giving me problems, but it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not worried about it. So this week it was fun. I went over to my grandma's and I watched a whole bunch of Supernatural. I love Supernatural so much. It's one of my new favorite shows.
Which is weird because it's not at all new.
I know, it is insane. But the thing is, I love it so much I can't.
Well, you're in good company. April Victorine likes it as well.
Frick yeah! Me and April Victorine,
In fact, she names all of her coffee pots Kevin because of that show.
Kevin! I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm in season 4 though. Like I watched all of season 3 and part of season 2 in one day. I love Castiel. Who doesn't? Crazy people. Sorry.
You started socializing more, which we're happy to see.
Yeah, I did start socializing more. Socializing is fun.
Cool.
I made another friend.
Is this Savannah?
No. Savannah's been my friend.
Oh,
There you go. Oh, tell me not to do that again.
don't do that again.
Thank you.
We aim to please.
I've been working on a new art style recently,
Yeah.
and
And you recently got interested in otters.
I love otters.
Otters and
Ferrets.
ferrets.
I love ferrets.
I used to have ferrets.
I used to have a ferret.
I love ferrets.
What were your guys' ferrets' names?
Bilbo.
Bilbo?
My ferret's name was Logan.
Logan.
Not your
Aww.
brother. It was before I knew your brother. That was the ferret.
So wait, didn't you said 2 ferrets?
Bilbo is the only one I named. I can't remember the other one's name.
But do you have a reason for those names?
I chose Bilbo because Bilbo was a thief in The Hobbit, and Bilbo the ferret was quite a thief. Anything shiny, he would yoink it away. Or any sock. If it was a sock, he would drag it into his little area. He would steal socks and shiny things.
I love that. That's amazing. What about you, Mom? Did your ferrets have...
Logan was named Logan after Wolverine because that was during the part of my life that I was absolutely enthralled with and head over heels in love with the X-Men. So that has never really changed. But at the time,
like the sort of...
At the time, Wolverine, Logan was
Is that-
definitely my love interest of my young life.
Oh, I get that.
I think I was probably about your age.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever got a ferret, I want to name it after somebody in Supernatural. I just gotta say that now. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense. But that goes for if I get any pet.
Well, what else do you want to discuss, Krysta?
Oh my goodness, that sounded like Savannah. I can talk about her. She's fine.
Yeah, hopefully she'll start being a listener.
Chant their names 3 times, see if they come around, you know?
Sounds good.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
No! Wrong! Incorrect!
Why are you yelling at me for calling Beetlejuice? At least he's funny.
Are you saying Savannah isn't? You've never met her.
I'm not saying anyone isn't. I'm just saying Beetlejuice is funny.
He is funny. He is funny, but he literally tried to kill oh goodness, I forgot her name.
Lydia.
Yeah, she literally tried to kill Lydia's dad.
We're sorry, Lydia.
We're sorry, Lydia.
Okay, but
we know a girl named Lydia who was actually named after that show.
yeah, but Lydia in the movie is played by Winona Ryder, and
Yeah.
I could not care very much. She's done some roles I liked. She's done others that I'm just like, why?
I thought the actor who played Lydia was kind of pretty.
That's Winona Ryder, and she is. She tends to shoplift a bit, but other than that, she's okay.
She got in trouble for that once.
Yeah, but she was an actress at the time making good money.
You know what?
Sometimes even actresses
Sometimes we
struggle.
do stupid shit.
Language.
You've never done anything stupid in your life.
Oh, I've done a ton of stupid things. We're not talking about me.
Exactly, though.
We're not discussing me.
No, can we just focus on the fact that all humans can be cruel because that's just how they are?
Just because you make a lot of money and you live in Hollywood or in some upper class area doesn't mean that you can't make a stupid mistake, and we shouldn't call people out for it for the rest of their lives. That was, 20 years ago? That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm just sure she's doing something other than, Stranger Things. I like her in that show. That's a good show.
So quit picking on her. I'm sorry, Winona Ryder, if you ever hear this. He's just kind of being a jerk and you were an easy target. But I am sorry.
I apologize for his wrongdoing, and I will give him a noogie in your honor.
She did. She gave him a noogie in your Winona Ryder honor, and my 14-year-old thought you were a hottie in that movie.
No!
But you said that!
I said she looked pretty. I did not say she looked hot.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was confused.
It's okay. It's okay.
So, what else is going on in Krysta's corner?
Besides me giving you a noogie, let's see. I'm finding out a sense of style. You couldn't tell.
Yes.
But
other than the fact that you stole my pants to have that sense of style, and then tried to tell me that they weren't my pants, even though I knew they were my pants. Mom, these aren't yours. These are mine.
Okay, no,
they are my pants.
No, listen.
And you've also stolen my Torrid jeans that are like $80 jeans. And I have no idea, because you haven't even worn them. I have no idea where you have left them. And they don't even fit you. You have to wrap your belt around them to keep them up. If for some reason you feel the need to keep my clothing from me.
is this the same woman that wears my shirts?
When was the last time I wore one of your shirts, sir?
A while ago, but you still wore one of my shirts.
Have you worn my shirts?
A couple of times.
Well,
but
then shush. Krysta, do you have anything else in your corner to talk about? Your dad and I are getting ready to, throw down. We might have to go 10 rounds in this episode or something if we're not careful.
Oh, God. No, I was just laughing. I'm sorry. Okay. No, listen to me. Dimmix had these in his bucket. I had no clue they were yours. I thought they were his.
Oh, okay, so Dimmix stole them from me, and then instead of saying, I didn't know they were yours. How was I supposed to say, oh, yeah, these are yours. They were with Dimmix. No, because that's not what you said, John. You said, no, Mom, these are mine. These aren't yours. These are my pants. That was the exact conversation that we had.
I did not say.
You know what, Chris? It's okay, baby. I forgive you. What's mine is yours. I just like it sometimes back, okay? So,
maybe.
My jeans. Maybe. My jeans? I really want my jeans, so.
I'll give you your jeans
if
back.
you need to hold on to my black corduroys, I guess I can live through that, but my jeans back would be great.
I'll give you your jeans back. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. She's forgiven.
Yeah, I forgive it.
Should we move on to the rest of the show? Or...
I thought you liked me talking.
Oh, I love you talking. I just feel like our banter might be a little much for a Thursday.
We all
talking on a Thursday.
We always do the show on Wednesday. It always comes out on Thursday.
I know. That's what I'm saying, for a Thursday, because that's when people will be listening to our banter.
Yes.
They can listen to it on Friday. I think that's it.
Okay.
I was just complaining.
Now we have claps.
Yay for claps!
Yay!
Okay. Before we get into the rest of this episode, a trigger warning is definitely called for. We quote extensively from a 1934 edition of the LA Times, which makes use of the word Indians instead of Native Americans or Indigenous Americans. We will only use it when quoting from the paper itself.
And we may even try to soften that, but no promises. All right.
Definitely no problem.
Thank you for opening up with that. Absolutely. So let's start out talking about this story. The opening paragraph. Busy Los Angeles, although little realizing it in the hustle and bustle bustle of modern existence stands above a lost city of a catacombs filled with incalculable treasure and imperishable records of a race of humans further advanced intellectually and scientifically than even the highest type of present-day peoples. In the belief of G. Warren Shufelt, geophysical mining engineer, now engaged in an attempt to wrest from the lost city deep in the earth below Fort Moore Hill the secrets of the lizard people of legendary fame in the medicine lodges of the American Indian or Native American.
So that's the opening paragraph of the story. Like, imagine like you're clicking on news articles in the morning, and that's what you read.
Right. Or opening a paper. I think there are still enough people who read the paper that we can picture opening the paper and seeing that as the headline. You know, wow. What? Did I pick up the
Weekly Weird News by mistake?
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
No, this was the LA Times.
I was waiting for you guys to finish talking.
I know, but you were like all over there and I was just concerned, that's all.
Okay. Shufelt?
Shufelt. Yep.
Okay. Shufelt was a mining engineer and inventor. One of the things he invented was his radio X-ray, an X-ray designed to peek through dirt and see things beneath the surface. And near as I can figure out, it might find spaces close to the surface, but it definitely was not the X-ray equivalent to ground-penetrating radar. Born George Washington. Born George Warren Shufelt. We know he was a student at UCLA. My dad. And he was what they called a geophysical engineer. In other words, he worked with stone mostly. Shufelt was quite interested in Los Angeles and the city itself. In the city itself. Once his radio X-ray, why is that in quotes?
Because that's what
he called it.
Yeah.
Okay. Was invented, he took it to Fort Moore Hill in Los Angeles to test the ground there. What his device? Sorry.
It's okay.
What his device appeared to show him was a city 1,000 feet down, a city in the shape of a lizard. Upon collecting this information, Shufelt has made his way. Why'd you go up? Yeah. Shufelt made his way to Arizona, and once there, he began to speak to the Hopi. Yes, Hopi, who had for a long time dwelt in the area. There he spoke to a man who apparently went by the name Little Chief Greenleaf.
Very nice. Now, Fort Moore Hill is kind of lost to history. It used to be this massive hill in downtown Los Angeles. It is eroded to almost nothing. The only place where you can still see anything of it is there's a section of LA. It's downtown, but it's kind of off the beaten path. And like it's under an overpass. It's under an overpass. And you walk down there and you go to this place. And most of the only people that are there are homeless and animals. But if you go there, one of the things that's there is this mural of all this stuff that used to be on Fort Moore Hill. And one of the things it includes is this lizard city. Now, let's talk about the Hopi legend. And when I say that, or when I wrote that the Hopi dwelt a long time in the area, I'm talking the American Southwest. So they lived in California. Now, they may live mostly in Arizona now, but they did live in California once upon a time.
Once upon a time, they lived in California.
Now, Greenleaf spoke of a Hopi legend of the lizard people. Now, it is important here to note that these were not lizards in the shape of people.
That would be creepy.
They were people who revered the lizard and used it for a symbol. Heck, the Hopi themselves do. In Hopi culture, a lizard is a sign of longevity.
Nice.
Yeah. This tribe had dwelt in the surface several thousand years ago, but some catastrophe befell them. They moved underground, building a massive city beneath Los Angeles. And when I say massive, I'm saying this city, while underground, went from the location of present-day L.A. to the Bay. Yeah. So I'm talking about a massive city under L.A. The Hopi also claim there's another underground city beneath Mount Shasta, and a third whose location has never been revealed. The Hopi portrayed the lizard people as smart, with a lot of technical know-how. When shown the results of Shufelt's radio X-ray, Greenleaf believed he was looking at one of the cities of the lizard people. The lizard-shaped city's head is below where Dodger Stadium stands today, and the tail curls beneath LA's Central Library. So yeah, when we talk about the lizard city, there weren't lizards living in it, or at least not humanoid lizards. There might have been lizards. I don't know if there's any lizards that live underground.
I'm not sure.
It's possible. I don't
Lizards
see why a
living
lizard
underground
couldn't live
makes
underground.
sense.
Yeah.
And now let's take a moment for our sponsors.
Hey, Dad!
Yeah, Krysta.
I feel sponsored.
Yay!
I feel sponsored too.
Cool.
All right. I feel so sponsored, I think I'll take the next part of our story. So on January 29th, 1934, the paper wrote of Shufelt's dig. He began his dig on Fort Moore Hill, a one-time icon of LA that now is little more than a shifty park with an odd monument, populated mostly by animals and the homeless, which you talked about a little bit already.
Yeah.
The LA Times wrote so firmly that Shufelt believed, along with his little staff of assistants, that a maze of catacombs and priceless golden tablets may be found beneath the streets of downtown Los Angeles, that they have already bored down some 250 feet. The mouth of the tunnel lies on the old Banning property on North Hill Street, overlooking Spring Street, Sunset Boulevard, and North Broadway. Legend supplies clue.
And that what you're doing is actually reading more of the article here. I forgot to make that clear, but yeah. And that's so old-timey newspapers would have sub-headlines. That's one of them.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So, Shufelt learned of the legend of the lizard people after his X-ray had led him hither and yon over an area beginning at the public library on West 5th Street, leading to the Southwest Museum on Museum Drive, just below Mount Washington. I knew I was over a pattern of tunnels, the engineer said yesterday, and I had mapped out the course of the tunnels, the patterns of several large rooms scattered about the tunnel route, as well as the S of several deposits of gold, but I couldn't understand the meaning of it. Then Shufelt was taken to Little Chief Greenleaf of the Medicine Lodge of the Hopi Indians of Arizona, again, Native Americans, whose English name is L. Macklin. Individual, because I refuse to say it again, provided the engineer with a legend which, according to both men, dovetails exactly with what Shufelt has said he has found. Also included in the paper was the thing that had undone the lizard people's civilization, fire, which had burned everything and forced the lizard people to their underground cities. Now we know that Shufelt took this information to the city of Los Angeles and agreed to split his proceeds, if any, 50-50. The dig continued for a couple of months. However, once the press went away, so did the dig.
Many people, looking back, believe that the underground city was a hoax, nothing more than a get-rich-quick scheme perpetrated by an engineer at a time when such hoaxes could net one a pretty penny. Others firmly believe that there is something beneath the streets of L.A., and whether said something is an underground city built by the lizard people or some other tribe, they think that an old city lies beneath their own. Still, others, like people like David Icke, believe that the lizard people are indeed actual lizard people, and the underground metropolis still acts as a home to these scaly-skinned denizens of the deep. And some believe that to this day, they rise up from the street beneath the streets to take humans as food. People have reported seeing lizard people wearing the equivalent of t-shirts and jeans on Mount Shasta.
Do you think any of it's true?
The Hopi do believe in an advanced race of humans that revered lizards and had technology that did not exist for a long time, such as cement. It is possible that there is an ancient city deep below Los Angeles, but if so, we know nothing about it, nor who built it. None of this has stopped David Icke and his ilk from using the legend to spread rumors of actual lizard people. And to this day, it does cause the police in Los Angeles some problems, because occasionally they have arrested people wandering around the sewers looking for an entrance to the lizard city.
Right. And I mean, like you would, right? So I have to ask, because this is there's actual proof that he did actually find a city. There's actually something down there. Am I understanding that correctly, or has that not ever been proven? Because that's the part that I don't feel like we really covered. Is there actually something in the ground 1,000 feet under LA?
Possibly, but it doesn't seem likely. Or his radio X-ray, it wasn't ground penetrating radar.
Right.
And ground penetrating radar would be hard pressed to look 1,000 feet down under the dirt. So
he said it was there, so what you're saying is we don't have anything to this day that can look that far down underground?
That's what we're saying.
Gotcha.
The Hopi believe it, though. It is definitely a Hopi legend that there were people there but again, the Hopi legend refers to a people that may have even been related to the Hopi themselves, because they revered the lizard. But the Hopi kind of did too. I mean, it was a symbol for longevity, didn't it?
Well, and I think it kind of falls to our same place that we end up. This is a huge world. This is a huge world. And even now we think about how huge the world is. And if we do not even have the capabilities to go that far underground and see things on a large scale, how much of the world do we actually not know about? You know, I really think that it kind of brings that around. Like, we kind of sit in this place where we think we know everything. There's nothing new. There's nothing out there that we don't know. But then when we drill down into it, how many miles is it from here to the other side of the world? And what is actually in that space in between the two?
Well, I mean, we know the magma core. We know there's solid bedrock in places. We know there's... Well, yeah. I mean, we've drilled boreholes, like massive ones in Russia and Europe.
There's a difference between a borehole and actually getting there, though, right?
Well, yeah. Oh, absolutely. But science is able to tell us how things work by experimentation. We know that, like, the Earth's core is magma because it's part of what's drawn up when a volcano goes off. We know how that works.
Well, that's what science tells us. That's how it works. But we have definitely found that there are more things in the world than science can necessarily explain, right?
We have. To me, this is the last hurrah of old school journalism. I mean, back in the days of the Wild West, stories would turn up in papers of, like, guys that shot what appears to be a pterodactyl, or a cave that was found near the Grand Canyon that was loaded with Egyptian relics and tombs and things like that. To me, this is more of the same.
I still think that there is enough. And I feel like I'm kind of being the blue skyer on this one, because I think when you really take a look at it with a very open mind, you can say that there are still so many things in the world that we cannot 100% prove that it's not true.
And that's true. We cannot 100% prove that it's not true, but that's a damn sight from being able to prove it is true.
That's true.
It's a question mark, yes, but I don't think it's that big a one. Now, do I think that it's possible that some race of Native Americans built a large underground city? Absolutely. There were several that were doing that anyway, and having one on the Pacific coast doesn't seem unusual to me.
Absolutely not.
But do I think this guy found that city and all this treasure using a device that had
Absolutely not.
no way of looking through the earth? No, I don't believe that at all. It may be there. It very well may be there. But if so, we know nothing about it, and it certainly doesn't connect to anything modern. That's why you get these high college students roaming around in the sewers, and I just feel bad for the LAPD at that point. Just like, right. What are you doing down here? The lizard people. Oh, God, we got another one.
These dang college students, the high schoolers would do it too.
I believe that.
But... And I'm fascinated by the idea that there was another one of these cities beneath Mount Shasta, because we've talked about Mount Shasta at various points. Yes. And when we talked about the missing 411, Mount Shasta pops up, and it's popped up in a few other episodes, always as a place with sort of mystical connotations. And so, did the Lemurians live there? I doubt it. Could a race of people have built a subterranean city there? Very possibly. Would they still live there? I sincerely doubt it. But
well, and I cannot imagine that would be a steady home, even if people actually did live. How many earthquakes happen a month in Southern California?
Oh, yeah.
And that would have to be much stronger 1,000 feet under the ground than it is above the ground, one would think.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. In fact, I only ever experienced one earthquake while we were living in California.
And you slept through that one mostly.
Yeah, I only knew it happened because Chris and Blue freaked out. So yeah, it was
Just like, oh my God, it's an earthquake! It's an earthquake!
but yeah, so and that's the reason I wanted to do this is when I first heard about this, I was fascinated that, wow, somewhere, somehow, there's a lizard city under LA. And of course, when I first heard it, I thought lizard city, like, rah! Like, V or something, It obviously makes more sense for it to be a race of Native Americans, of indigenous people. But when I first heard it, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. And now, I'm kind of embarrassed of myself in thinking that. But like I said, to me, this is just the last hurrah of old style news where you could just
write whatever.
Yeah. And put it like, heck, there was a news story here. Well, not here in Missouri, not here in Independence, but where a group of cowboys found and killed a giant snake. So apparently we had either anacondas living here and they caught and killed the last one, or somebody somewhere is full of beans, as my mother used to say.
Right, absolutely.
But
or they're full of blue mud.
That could be too. But the other reason I want to do this episode is we've got a lot of friends who've been on the shows who write. Dan B. Fierce, of course. We will be joined in 2 weeks by Jane Nightshade, who is also a writer, who will join us for our Christmas show. We get, and maybe this will take this little nugget will go somewhere with them, and it'll become something special.
Sure.
And that's one of the, okay, a lot of times when I decide to do an episode on something, it's because I go, what do I know about that? Almost nothing. Let's look into it. And that was what this was was me going, I know nothing about this. I would like to find out more. And then once I did, I was kind of sad. Because, like I said, instead of it being a lizard city or a city full of lizard people, it's maybe a city that Native Americans used to live in underneath LA. What about you, Chris? What are your...
You live in lizard-shaped cities under LA?
I know this is gonna sound so mean. I don't believe it was shaped like a lizard, and I definitely don't believe that he had that tool. I can understand an underground city built by Native Americans. Sure. But the other stuff, it might have been an accident that they shaped it like a lizard. Like, it's okay. You can see that.
Krysta thinks he got a hold of some funny mushrooms.
I think he was taking some fungi. I don't know what.
Krysta thinks he got some funny mushrooms.
Well, he was hanging out with the Hopi, and they did use hallucinogenics for spiritual purposes.
Yeah, definitely think he was out the hook a little bit. Yeah.
What about you, dear?
Oh, I think I still do I think that it's definitely there? No, not definitely. But do I think that the world's full of possibilities? Absolutely.
Oh, and I will agree. Could it be there? Sure. Is it in any way the shape he said it is? Probably not.
Probably not, but anything's possible.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
it wouldn't surprise me if it was in that shape because, anything's possible.
Well, and you're dealing with, indigenous people who revere a lizard, so them building a city in the shape of one is not too outrageous. But again, one of the things about doing this, like I was researching next week's topic today, and one of the things about doing this is you begin to see patterns, and you begin to wonder where those patterns come from. And I'm noticing patterns in Kulan. I'm noticing patterns in this. Some of them tie together, some of them don't. The point I'm trying to make here is that the pattern I see here says, yes, there could be an underground city where Native Americans used to dwell under LA. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he knew a darn thing about it. He certainly didn't have the technology to spot rooms full of treasure and
yeah, that seems pretty out there. You're not wrong.
So yeah, again, it's the last hurrah of an old kind of news that the only way you find stuff like this now is if you read the weekly world news.
Yep.
So
that brings us to the end of our show then, huh?
Yep, that's the end of our show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for keeping us in the Good Pod's Top 100.
That is so awesome and exciting.
It is. It is. Did you like this topic? Tell us in our Facebook group. Got an idea for a topic? Tell us in our Facebook group. In short, join our Facebook group.
Come to the Facebook group.
Yep.
We have a good time. It's a good place to hang out.
Thanks to Bill Barrett. That last name spelled Behrendt. Bill does our theme music, but Bill is a musician. So if you need music for a project, he can do that. If you need someone to perform an event, he can do that too. Reach out to him at billbarrett@sbcglobal.net. Thanks also to Paige Elmore of the Reverie Crime podcast. Paige is, in addition to being a kick booty true crime podcaster, she also has a Canva addiction, which she has combined with our own Krysta's artwork to do some logo art for us. Thank you, Paige.
Thank you.
Also, thanks to Aaron Gnerk of the Big Dumb Fun Show, who continues to promote us locally. Join us next week as we look into Kulen, or maybe something else.
You stole that from me. I guess I'll let you use it for now.
Bye.
Bye.